find a signal. Wait, I think it's coming in. There it is. I got it. Well, hi there. Woo! Just slap me around and call me succotash. Woo! So, close your eyes, click your heels 3 times, and lo and behold, bingo, bango, bongo, as I like to say all the time, you're at the gates to the return to the perfumed gardens. With the man behind the curtain, and his hand on the switch, Rik Strange. Oh, well, let's see now. Today's chemically compounded episode adventure will get you from here to there eventually. Ooh. Our first magic carpet ride comes courtesy of a pop punk psych mashup from 5 Colorado troublemakers called Rainy Days. They punched their ticket in '65 as an R&B beat band, doing the old frat party circuit, believe it or not. But my very few years in college, here's a story for you. I spent a few years in a planetary college for obvious reason. Beat the draft. And I was a brother at the I felt the thigh fraternity. Ho, 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 ho. Yeah, drum roll, please. Bing. Whatever. Moving on, we should infuse our ears with a cut from their soul LP called That Acapulco Gold, with the tune called In My Mind Lives a Forest. Whoa. That's... So remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
Black pictures painted with tears, shallow dreams of love's lost years, little broken statues falling down. Deep holes like children's faces, floating vast haunted places. Who do I trust when she's not around? And in my mind lives a forest. I can feel the leaves falling down. Listen to the leaves caress the ground. Then tell me, what is a king with no crown? My world is just endless halls, more cells and rocks and grey walls. How many hours have I cried? I have nothing to believe, and yet I know I can't leave. So just where can I hide? And in my mind lives a forest. I can feel the leaves falling down. Listen to the leaves caress the ground.
Blammo! That's a frosty little Toonski baby. Let's look at the cover. Yes, it's on the Uni label. And there's the back, and it gives us a shot ski of the boys. Miss Nancy, could you oblige us and turn that volume down a little bit on the bumpers? Because it's a little loud. Okay, while she's doing that, let's talk about this LP. You know, it's a nice fuzzy thought with a Farfisa organ playing in the background. Really, the bestest cut on this slice of pizza, I gotta say. they were discovered by, here, get this one, Phil Spector, no less. Trippy of his, that he was going to jump ship of musical venues from that wall of sound that he did with the Ronettes and just to begin with, and into this kind of a blend of Moderado. Okay, crazy man, it's happening. Now they blew up in 68 and 69 for whatever reasons, but they left us with this Artefacto. It's not a bad album, it's not a great album, I'd say. Take a chance if you can find it. Anyway, but it's a happening effort, I'd say. And when I say, I say. And I said it. So, in the old face-a-roni next is a Curvis ball. Woo! Whoosh, there it goes. Wow. I don't talk much about prog. But, if ever I do, and I do say, there are a few prog exploits that yours truly likes. And I have witnessed a few of their live efforts from some of these bands that I've seen. And so this artifact is one of them that I like and I've seen live. So let's waste no time and crash the party with a gang, I'd say, in, I think it was 1970. On their first tour of the U.S. I saw them. And they were called Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Watch the pun, here it comes. I was a lucky man. Swamp to witness this blowout concert. I was a huge fan of The Nice, as everybody knows, Keith Emerson's previous endeavor. So why not ELP? Yeah. So we're gonna boing your bongo with the cut called Knives Edge. Let's just adjust our latitude and longitude and dig on this one now. Whoa! Man, it's tough grabbing a slicer from this giant experimental concept that these boys cranked out. Here we are. This is the cover. It's pretty cool. And there's the Bacchus. Not Jim Bacchus. Just the Bacchus of the coverus. Okay, let's, they're on cotillion. Everybody knows that. Alright, we're going to talk. Anyone, like I said earlier, anyone who knows me like The Nice, and anyone that likes The Nice or has listened to them in any degree or another, they can hear the luggage that Keith Emerson packed for this trip. I like this LP a lot. I really do. I do have their first 5 LPs, if you can believe that, but I lost my consternation or concentration or constipation for them because of all the bombastic grandoys that they were putting out. I think Brain Salad Surgery really put me off the most. It was, and that's one of their bigger albums that people liked, and I did too. But they just lost me. They're just losing me. Anyway, let's hear a little sidebar, a little note from your orator here. In 1970, when I saw them, Keith had very little in the way of gadgets. That's the best way to put it. He just really had his trusty old B3 organ that he pulled over onto himself and then got out and banged it around, and then he threw knives at it. I mean, that was the stage act. I mean, take it. That's quite a presence. And you can't top that. That seems to me where it all is at. But the band in itself really put out some good stuff. But I really like this album the best. And it's unfortunate that they didn't continue to stay in a certain realm. But anyway, that's prog for you. It just mutated into a whole lot of different things. And that's enough of chatter for that. Moving on down the line is a platter I was supposedly surprised when I stumbled on. Let's see. They're from the Northeast Ohio area, and it's a band called Glass Harp. Now, before you start getting those panties in a knot and saying everybody knows these boys, well, what we got here is the record that I'm going to bring out is a 1969 collection of cuts. That has been bootlegged to the nth degree for years, and it's all these outtakes, not outtakes, but other 45s, not 45s. There was only one 45 on the LP, and it's got the A and B side from 69. But what we've got here is all these tunes that they had written and were, you know, ready to put on an LP, but it just didn't happen. They're all from 69. And what we got here on this particular LP is a earful of bluesy rock numbers from this period. Let's just move on over and check out a basket of notes called Groovin' with Sammy. Grab some air, and when you see my keister again, you will be that much more enlightened, baby. Dig it! Baby. Now that's some serious fret dancing, kids. We're gonna look at the cover. There's the really bad shots, probably from not an Instamatic, but whatever those old Kodiaks. Kodak. Yeah, that's the word. There's the backside. This LP has got the original bass player. His name was Steve Markulin, and he only stuck around for a bit. Anyway, this is that. All right, now let's talk a little bit here. Phil Keaggy, who was the lead guitarist, well, the only guitarist. There's a three-piece band here. He was only 18 years old when he did these tunes. You know, that's pretty intense. The bass player, like I said, left shortly after this all was completed in '69, and a guy by the name of Dan Pecchio replaced him, and of course the original drummer was still in the band, John Safara. And you know, Glass Harp really did quite an outpouring there. They were really popular in that area, from what I understand. Let's look at a couple of things here first before you go too much farther. This is their first LP, and there's the back side. That's That's Phil, that's the drummer John, and that's Dan, the bass player. This is the first one, and this is the second one, Synergy. I did not buy the third one. They had lost me by the time. So let's talk about that here. You know, they split up in, I think it was 73, and I saw them. Get this one. I was lucky enough to have witnessed them in 1969 before the first LP was out. Pretty trippy. I must say they were better live than on the LPs. Now, years and years later, they got back together and they did a live LP, but it was nowhere near what I remembered them to be when they were first banging it out in high school dances and at roller rinks and at town gatherings. So, anyway, that's just a personal opinion. Let's see. The reason I didn't like the LPs is because of the production. They were just too clean. The studio blunted the edge that they put out live. I mean, they really put out a wicked, baby! They put out a wicked sound. They used to play it, well, I remember when I saw them, they played a tune called Season of the Witch. And Phil tore the place down with a long jam, which is what they did with a lot of their tunes, and a really intense wall of sound. He used to play through twin reverbs that were ganged together with a couple of stacks behind them. And get this one's really kind of cool, is the drummer had the roadies nail his drum kit to the stage floor because it would wander around from all of his pounding. Wowzers! Three-piece mayhem is here, baby. Anyway, Phil went on and they mellowed out a lot over their 3-album stint in the 70s, and he's got buku solo LPs out that are interesting. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but still, he's still a very talented character, no question about it. And from what I understand, they on occasion will still get together and slam them out. Okay, enough of that. Alright, our last little slide down memory lane. Whoops! Bad boy. Sick. Oh, and also I made a faux pas that our Miss Nancy brought out to me. But I need to take a break for 1 second and let me get right back to you. Okay, I'm back. I had to readjust. Let's see, where was I? This band. I picked this one up salvaging on a road trip. Was the time before I was in the desert, when I was able to coerce Miss Nancy to go to a little out-of-the-way place that had a record show going on. Boy, I can sniff them out no matter where I'm at. Anyway, I got this during my wanderings, and you know I'm always wandering. Oh, what am I wandering today? What am I going to have for supper? I don't know. That's not what I meant. Anyway, these guys evolved out of a band from San Diego called The Hard Times in 1966. They played in San Diego a bunch, and then they moved to LA, and then in 67 and then early 68 they eventually split, but they always did, well, not always, but they were playing a lot of TV stuff like Where the Action Is, so if you dial those oldies in, you'll be able to see The Hard Times. Anyway, after 1968, members from the original band came and, well, a lot of members just came and went, but they reinitiated their Jumpstart because the Hard Times broke up, and they changed their moniker to Time. T period, I period, M period, E period. And that's an acrimony.
An acrimony? You mean acronym?
Yeah, that too. And it's that word for trust in men everywhere. Yeah, you can't really say that today.
For sure.
Alright, anyway. The original guitarist in Hard Times that stuck around and reformed Time was a guy by the name of Larry Byron. Hey, and the original bassist in the Hard Times was a guy called Nick St. Nicholas.
Was he related to Santa?
No! Anyway, Nick was not in that group, other than the first LP. What we're going to talk about is the second LP. Boy, I hope I'm getting this really confusing. Anyway, they did 2 LPs, as I was just saying. So let's take a chance on a cutlet called I Think You'd Cry. So, don't be a party pooper. Just get behind the amps and stick your head in the Marshall stacks and groove, baby.
If you told me goodbye, would I walk away or would I ask you why? You're blaming me to easy now. See this one?
Hey, these cats get my jewels jumping, baby. I wanted to make a little bit of a backtrack here. A couple of songs ago on this episode, I said, when you see my keister, I didn't mean to say keister, I meant to say kisser. Because I'd rather you look at this than this. Yeah, it's a better view. Anyway, let's look at the record before we go any farther. There we go. Now there's the interior, because it's a gatus, foldus, and the back is damaged pretty good, I gotta say. But so what? Anyway, this let's see. This record is their second LP, and it's called Smooth Ball. The first one was just called Time, and we're going to jump back for just a second. Remember I was talking about these 2 members, Byron and St. Nick? Well, doesn't that ring a bell? Ding, 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 ding. Both went on to jump and jab with one of my favorite bands, Steppenwolf. You know, this whole excursion that we just listened to, but the whole LP itself, has that Steppenwolf vibe to it. You know, a rock, a blues, and a pinch of psych. But it's good rock in here, Gardeners. Well-balanced LP. Well-balanced. Side 2's got a rip and blues smash burger called, I don't know what it's called, but it clocks in at, oh, I gotta look at the cover. It is called Morning Came, or Morning Comes. And it clocks in at like little over 9 minutes, and Byron is a really good guitarist. I think he was a really good addition. to Steppenwolf when the first guitarist left after, I think St. Nicholas joined with at your birthday party. No, I think he might have joined with, I don't know. Anyway, but you can hear him. He's a good guitarist. Never a dull moment with these streakers. This is a really good LP. Hey, loosen up and bend. You'll feel better, you know? What? Oh. There's another one-liner under the radar. You know, I throw these out there, and sometimes they're just jive, but sometimes you gotta Google it, because the Strange One is always putting out little crumbs for you to follow back into the garden. Anyway, so we stopped this episodic adventure. Oh, I wish we could go on, but we've been going on for quite a while. So we are going to talk about our bumper epic today, and it's the soundtrack to the '81 sci-fi celluloider called Outland. Yeah. Now, let me talk about this for 1 second. I have this funny feeling, and I could be wrong, because once in a while, you know, I faux pas. But Jerry Goldsmith does the soundtrack. And if I ain't mistaken, Jerry Goldsmith did Alien, the original Alien soundtrack. I don't know. It's something we'll have to Google. Miss Nancy, you don't got to look right now and correct me. If you find it on your phone, keep it to yourself. Anyway, this movie is one of my favorites, and it's starring none other than our matinee leading man, Sean Connery. Woohoo! Well done there, Sean. Well done. There's no alien monsters in here, but really bad men doing really bad things. And that's a wrap. Click. Okay. I'm feeling so much better, Doctor. I hope you are too. Hey, you know, I want to thank for a new sub I got, or two. You know, because they come and they go. I was looking at my count the other day, and it was 218, and then it dropped to 216, and now it's back to 217. Hey, thank you for coming around. I want to have a little shout-a-rama here for a boy howdy, let's say, to a couple other vinyl guys out there. Ouch! Ooh, I hurt my wrist. One is Happy Hippie. What a guy. He's a character and a half. How about the Stoner Man? Shouting out to that Stoner and the old goat. Woohoo! Plus, my co-pilot Enio, and to all my extended family on this and other planets. Woo! Just shut up, Strange. Okay, I will. Woo! That's my Gemini talking again. Okay. Remember, stay the course. Love each other just a little bit more every day. And remember, peace, music, and flowers. Wow. Till the twain shall meet, we are all one and shall always be. Peace.